All right, everyone. Let's start with accounts. So in the previous class, we have, I think in this chapter, we have, all right, just first of all, revise and recall everything. In this chapter, we have basically discussed in the very beginning of the chapter that I have told you that subsidiary book basically categorized into two parts. That is, one is the cash book that we have already covered. There is a separate dedicated chapter based on this. And after that, we have a subsidiary book second, wherein we study all of these books collectively: purchase book, sales book, purchase return book, sales return, and the journal proper. All right. So first of all, in this chapter, we have discussed the purchase book, and I have told you that purchase book basically record the transaction relating to credit purchase of goods that in which we deals in. And after that, we have done few questions based on the purchase book. Then we have understood the concept of sales book, and I have told you that sales book also basically record the transaction related to sales of the goods that in which we deals in, and that good must be sold on credit basis. After that, we have in the last class, I think we have discussed the two kind of book: purchase return and the sales return book. Purchase return book, in this topic, I have told you that purchase return book is basically a record. This is a basically a record that is kept, that is basically maintained to record all the goods that has been returned to the supplier. We are basically returning it to the supplier. So this is what is known as purchase return book. And purchase return book is also known as outward book, return outward. All right. And I have told you that why you basically the company can return the goods to the supplier. So there are these possible reasons can be there: goods not as per the sample, or as per the order, or the goods are defective, but there can be some other reason. Other than this, I have also told you that in order to return the goods, we prepare a debit note, right? And debit note contains the date and I mean all the information regarding the goods that we have purchased, and basically goods we are returning, the supplier to whom we are returning, all these information. And it looks like something like this. And after that, I have told you that why it is called a debit note: because party's account is to be debited when we prepare the purchase return book. This is how the purchase return book look like. And after that, we have done few questions based on this concept, and then sales return book. All right. So I guess everything that we have discussed in the previous class must be clear to all of you. Let's move with the concept. And we in today's session, first of all, we will be doing a question based on all of the books. So through this, entire chapter will be revised. So this is a bit of lengthy question uh, as compared to the other question that we do. So in this question, we will be making every kind of book that we have basically studied until now. So please pay attention and read the question carefully. So first of all, just one minute. All right. So information is given, and the question basically says that enter the following transaction in proper subsidiary book. The subsidiary book is not mentioned. The question does not mention. Question is not mentioning that which kind of book you are required to prepare. All right. So you need to decide which uh, book will be prepared for which kind of transaction. So the question simply says that enter the following transaction in a proper subsidiary book of Ram Lucknow for the month of January 2018. So all of these transactions relating to the year January 2018. And the first transaction is sold to Ramesh of Delhi, goods costing rupees 15,000, charge IGST. So in this case, because we are selling the goods, right? We are selling the goods, and we are selling the goods to Ramesh, and hence the name is mentioned, right? Since the name is mentioned, so we will assume that we are selling the goods to Ramesh on credit basis. So tell me This transaction will be recorded in which book? Purchase book, sales return, purchase return, cash book. Tell me, in which book it will be recorded? Sorry?
Sales book.
Sales book, right? Okay, so we need to make the sales book first of all for the first transaction. Now the second information states that we are buying goods from Hari, who resides in Kanpur, for rupees 8,000 plus CGST plus SGST at the rate 6%. So this transaction needed to be recorded in which book?
Purchase book.
Purchase book, right? And on 2nd January, we are returning goods costing 1,000. So since the question does not specify which good is being returned and to whom goods are being returned, we will simply presume that because just we have bought from the Ramesh only, right? We have just bought the goods from Ramesh only. So we will be returning the goods to Ramesh only, right? So for this, for recording this transaction, we'll have to make a which kind of book? Outward, sorry. This is sold to Ramesh, return to, okay, Ramesh is returning good, sorry. Ramesh is returning. So basically we'll have to prepare the inward book. Okay, so
Sales return.
sales return book, that is. And on January 2nd, we are basically sold to Dinanath, Lucknow goods rupees 10,000, charge CGST. Okay, so this will be recorded in the sales book
Sales
also.
book.
January 2nd, purchase from Mangal, so this will be recorded in the purchase book.
Purchase.
Return goes to Mangal, so this will be basically recorded in the purchase return book.
Return outward.
Return outward, right? And on January 4, sold to Zakir Hussain, Lucknow, so this will be recorded in the
Sales book.
sales book. And Zakir Hussain returned, so this will be
Sales return.
sales return. January 2nd, return good to Hariram, so we have
Return
earlier,
outward.
yes, correct. All right, guys, so try to solve this question. Try first of all, please keep this in mind that we will be required to make all the books: purchase return, sales return, and purchase book, sales book. All the books will be prepared in this question. So give it a try. I'm giving you 10 minutes to solve this question, or you probably it will take more time. So try to solve this within 10 to 15 minutes. And if you
So,
find,
sir,
and yes, Amisha.
sorry, sir. But if you're doing the sales return book, then all the transactions will be in that book, right? Like out of all the dates.
In the sales
Like if
return book, we
like
will
there are
record the
two,
transaction related to
yeah,
sales return book.
all the transactions in one book. Right?
Yes. All transaction relating to sales return will be recorded in only sales return book. All the transaction relating to purchases will be written in the purchase book. Sales will be recorded in the sales book only. So similar transaction will be recorded at the at one place. Sorry, at one place. All similar transaction will be recorded in one same place at the same place.
Yes.
Okay. So just try to solve this question, and if you find any point or any point bothering you, just let me know. Halima, is the question clear, Halima? Because you
Yes, sir,
are
it's
joining
clear.
late now. Okay, so all right, prepare the various books, purchase, sales, and everything else. I'm keeping my camera off, but I'm here only. If you find anything, any difficulty, just let me know.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir. Sir,
Yes,
sir, for the 10th, January 10th, the amount is not given.
January 10 amount is not given.
Sir, it's given
It's
5,000
given, no,
rupees.
it's 5,000.
Okay.
Sir,
Yes,
Sir, I
Samiksha.
finished.
sir, when we are doing purchase return books, so that time it will be written return goods to Mangal. So that time only 5,000 rupees. And what about the trade discount? And also we don't have to record that because they
Trade dis-
don't mention anything.
this is related to on which date, Samiksha?
Jan 4.
Jan for return goods to Mangal. Yes, you don't have to basically
So only
reconcile it.
5,000 rupees we write and go on.
Yes.
Sir, I
Madhav, you are
finished.
done. Okay, very good. Just
Sir, the total answer of all accounts I got 1,23,380.
total answer of all. How can you calculate the total answer of all the accounts?
Sir,
You'll have
that's
to
not
calculate the
possible.
total value of the purchase account separately, a sales account separately, sales return separately, and everything will be separately.
Okay, yeah, I did that, but I'm just saying in all together
Okay.
those.
All right. So just look at the solution, everyone. So first of all, January 1st, on January 1st, we are selling goods to Ramesh of Delhi, goods costing 15,000, charge IGST. So this will be recorded in the sales book. All right. So this is the sales book, and this is where we are recording Ramesh. We are selling goods to Ramesh, Delhi at the rate 12% IGST. So this is the value of good 15,000. This is the amount of GST. This is the total value, and for we to indicate the value of IGST, we have made a separate column for that. Okay, and on second, the second transaction on the January 1st is bought goods from Hari Kanpur 8,000. CGST SGST is also applicable 6%. So this will be recorded in the purchase book. This is the purchase book. So in the purchase book, we will be writing 8,000. We are purchasing goods and paying 6% GST and SGST 480. So now the total value will be 8,960 rupees. And this is the cost of the goods. This is the CGST we have paid, and this is basically the SGST we are paying. And total value of all of these is 8,960 rupees.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now the third transaction, January 2nd, Ramesh return goods. So this will be recorded in the basically sales return, right? So
Sales
in the
return.
sales return, it will be Ramesh is returning good of rupees 1,000, and IGST is also applicable at the rate 120. So cost will be recorded here, IGST will be here, and final value will be here. Okay. After that, on January 2nd, sold to Dinanath, Lucknow goods of rupees 10,000, charge CGST, SGST, 6% each. All right. So we are selling goods to Dinanath, and this will be recorded in the sales book here. So 10,000 goods costing 10,000 has been sold. CGST, SGST has been charged. Now, on the 2nd January, purchase from Mangal and Kolkata goods for rupees 50,000 plus IGST 12%. And this is basically 50,000 we are purchasing, and this will be recorded in the purchase book. 50,000 of goods are purchased, paying 6%, 12% IGST, and this is the final value. All right, everyone. Until now, is everything
Yes. Yes.
okay with it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, on the just a minute. After that, on January 4, Mangal is returning goods. Return goods. Okay, we are returning goods to Mangal. So we have earlier purchased goods from Mangal, and now we are returning goods to Mangal. So this will be in the purchase return book. So purchase return book, we are returning goods to Mangal 5,000, because there is no trade discount, but GST there is a GST applicable, Samiksha. So GST needed to be added. See, when we have purchased goods, there was a GST of 12%. So at the time of returning as well, we'll have to add the GST amount. So this will be added 50,000 plus 6,000.
Yes, sir.
Okay. After that, we have on January 4 sold to Zakir Hussain, Lucknow goods for 5,000 plus CGST. Okay. So this will be recorded in the sales book. On January 4, we are selling goods of rupees 5,000. CGST is 300. SGST is also 300. So now the total value is 5,600. Next, Zakir Hussain is basically returning goods. So this will be recorded because we have sold goods to Zakir Hussain earlier. So now this will be recorded in the sales return 500. And okay, this is sales return. Zakir Hussain is returning. And at the time of selling, we have charged CGST, SGST. So this time also CGST, SGST will be applicable. So CGST, SGST at the rate 6% on rupees 500. That will be 30. Okay. Now on January 7, return goods to Hariram. We have purchased goods from Hariram on January 1st, and now we are returning goods. So basically, this will be recorded in the purchase return. And at the time of purchase, we have paid CGST, SGST. So at the time of return, also CGST, SGST will be applicable. So purchase return book. This is it. Hariram returning. We are returning to Hariram 500. CGST, SGST is also applicable now, and the total value will be 560 rupees. Okay. Now on January 9th, purchase from Raghunath, Delhi goods rupees 10,000 subject to trade discount of 10%. Okay. So this will be recorded in the purchase book. This is the purchase book. We are purchasing goods of rupees 10,000 at a trade discount of 1,000, and the final value after discount is 9,000. On this IGST will be applicable. So 12% of 9,000 is 1,080 rupees. Okay. So after adding the value of tax, we have the total amount as 10,080 rupees. Now the final transaction is sold goods to Rajaram subject to trade discount 5%. So this time we are selling goods to Rajaram. So this will be recorded in the sales book. This is it. This will be recorded here in the sales book at a discount of 5%. So 5,000 of goods has been sold at a trade discount of 5%. That will be 250. So the after subtraction we will get 4750. And CGST, SGST is applicable. So 285 for CGST, SGST. And the final value will be 5,320 rupees. So just tally the final values of all the accounts. The final value, this is the final value. Final value of sales book should be 38,920 rupees. All
Yes,
of you,
sir.
please tell me.
38,092, sir.
Halima, Mazen, Peer, all of you are getting this value, 38,920 rupees.
Sir, 1 minute, sir.
Okay. Halima. Halima, you are still doing the question?
Sir, I did.
Okay. So have you got this value? 38,920 rupees.
That the last one I'm doing after all that calculation in the table.
Okay.
That I'll do.
Okay. So after
Sir,
entering all the transaction, just tally this value. Purchase book must have the 75,040 rupees.
Okay.
Mazen, yes.
so for the sales book and purchase return book and sales return book, I forgot to add the IGST and
All right, no problem, Mazen. But now you have understood, no? Mazen. Hello, am I audible to all of you? Is there something wrong?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Mazen. What were you saying? Sorry.
So for the purchase return and sales return book, I forgot to add the IGST and CGST.
Okay,
That's
no
why
problem.
I got
In that case, the total value would not tally. Otherwise, the question is the solution is okay, no?
Yes, sir. For the
Okay.
purchase and sales book, I got the correct, but for purchase return and sales return, I got wrong.
All right, no problem. It's okay. So and just tally the sales return. The total value of sales return is 1680 rupees. Samiksha, is it your answer?
Yes,
60.
yes, sir, I got this.
And purchase return book you have 6160. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
6.
Okay. So this is basically a full-fledged question based on all the concept that we have discussed in this chapter: purchase return, sales, and sales return, everything. So I'm giving you one more question like this. This is a similar question. This you will be doing as your homework. And see, this is the question. Just take the screenshot of this question and give it a basically just read it once, and do let me know if you find any difficulty with the transaction. And after you are done with this, we will move to the other topic. Just
Sir,
take the screenshot and let me know if you have any doubt, any problem with this question. Yes, Amiksha.
sir, if this type of question comes in exam or something, how many marks can this come for?
This usually covers in 8-mark question.
Okay, sir.
Okay, but this time probably, as your exams are probably this time, it will be MCQ based. So question
Yes,
like this will not be
also,
asked in exam, but these questions are important to basically understand the entire concept. So this is
About the MCQs, can you send some MCQs in the group?
based on this chapter.
yes, sir,
Yeah,
we did not,
all the
we did not
chapters.
get the MCQs.
You haven't got the MCQs yet?
No, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, no problem. I have shared the MCQs based on the previous chapters around almost a week ago. All right, no problem. Let me ask the team, and they will be sharing. Don't worry about that.
Okay, sir.
And I'll try and prepare multiple choice question based on this chapter also, and we'll be sharing in a day or two. So just wait for 2 days and let me prepare the multiple
Sir,
choice
can
question
you
based on this.
also share some important questions that can be asked for the exam?
Okay, I'll try, Mazin.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right, guys, just take the screenshot of this and read all the transaction just once, and do let me know if anything can bother you while you solve this question. If you don't find anything difficult, any problem with this question, then we will move to the other topic. We also have to cover general proper in this chapter. So these are the items: sold goods sold on credit to Grover. This will be recorded in the sales book. Okay, purchase on credit. This will be recorded in the purchase book.
Purchase book.
Purchase for cash. See, this is we are purchasing for cash. So we need to prepare the cash book this time. You will be preparing cash book because we purchase for cash from Raj and Company, Electric Kettles. Okay,
Okay, sir.
and sold to Mahesh Brothers sales book, return to Ram Brothers sales basically purchase return book, purchase from CT purchase book, and okay, and on 27 Mahesh Brothers returned one Crompton. So this is basically sales return book. So I think this question is easy and you will be able to solve this. So let's move on to the next topic. So Halima, Peer, Mazin, Samiksha, any doubt, any problem?
No,
No,
sir.
sir.
All right. So this is the final topic of this chapter, general proper. All right. And okay. So what is a general proper? See, all of those items which cannot be recorded in any other book. Like for cash transaction, we have the cash book. For credit purchases, we have the purchase book. For credit sales, we have the sales book. For return, we have sales return, purchase return. So all the transactions have basically, for every kind of transaction we have a separate book, but there are still certain transactions which cannot be recorded in all those books. Like for example, we are selling machinery that we were using in the business. We are selling that machinery to some person, some business or some entity. Now this, because we are selling machinery, and selling of machinery is not our main activity. Machinery is not something that we deals in, right? So sale of machinery cannot be recorded in the sales book, right? It cannot be recorded in the sales book, because sales book record only record the sale of goods only those goods in which we deals in, right? But if the company sells the old machinery, if the company sells the old furniture and anything like that, so can you tell me where you will record this transaction? In the subsidiary book. It cannot be recorded in the cash book, it cannot be recorded in the purchase, sales return, sales book, and anywhere else, but it will be recorded in the journal book. So the point is that journal proper is a subsidiary book just like any other book, but the thing is that in the journal book we record all those transactions which cannot be recorded in any other subsidiary book. So all those transactions which cannot be recorded in any other subsidiary books are recorded in the journal proper. This is the basically use of journal proper. Just like purchase book is used to record the purchase, credit purchases, sales book are used to record the sales, credit sales. Similarly, journal proper record every transaction that is not recorded anywhere else, that cannot be recorded anywhere else. Next point is all those transactions which cannot be okay. Now the role of journal proper is restricted to only following entries. See, in if we summarize what kind of transactions are recorded in the journal proper, we can say that in the journal proper, primarily following transactions are recorded: opening entries, closing entries, rectification entries, transfer entries, adjustment entries, and entries for dishonor of bills, miscellaneous entries. So all of these entries, these entries, opening entries are not recorded in the purchase book, sales book, cash book, not anywhere else. Similarly, closing entries, these are not recorded anywhere else, right? And rectification errors, rectification entries, these are also not recorded anywhere else. So all of those transactions which are not recorded anywhere else, it will be recorded in the journal proper. Okay. Is it clear? Tell me, everyone. Journal proper is clear. The concept of journal proper is clear. The journal
Yes,
proper
sir.
is a kind of book that records every transaction which is not recorded in the subsidiary book.
Yes.
Okay. Now we will start with this. Okay, this is a difficult question. Okay. Oh, see, guys, there is a problem. Actually, I haven't prepared the slides after this particular topic, so I'll have to add few more slides and few questions based on the journal proper to do that in the class. So I think we are done with this with the today's class. Cause actually my wife had a small surgery yesterday, so I didn't got the time to prepare the slides. So I thought I have done I already have prepared the slides. So forgetting that I haven't got the time to prepare the slides. Never mind. Just leave the class now. We will be doing question based on the general proper in the next class. That will be on Saturday. All right, everyone. Halima.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
So
Yes.
by chance I haven't prepared the slide for the general proper, so that is why we are winding up the session so early. Never mind. We will be doing questions based on general proper on the day after tomorrow, and we will be finishing this chapter. And we will also try to do few multiple choice questions based on this chapter. All right, everyone. So this is it from my side. See you on Saturday at same time. So till then, everyone,
Okay,
take
sir.
care, all of you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Thank you, sir.